Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 31st episode of The Weave. My name is Lucas, and today I'll be your Dungeon Master. And this is our new setup from home. But instead of using like a virtual tabletop, we're doing this. Hey, everyone is in a tavern.
Well,
Because it's much better, and also because you don't see it yet, but here there is a map that will show eventually. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you just decide to go to the tavern where you're in right now and have a conversation with the bartender for 8 hours. But if not, we may get to see some more things. Anyway, I'm rambling. So what I wanted to say is that it's been, I don't know how long. So the last session was the 1st of March. Yeah, the 1st of March. So it's been almost a month. Unfortunately, you know, with all the thing that shall not be named causing lockdowns, we are now finishing our campaign. Maybe, hopefully, don't know. With this special session from home, I'll do a recap very quickly to see what happened last session. So after the party, so how is everyone, by the way? Everyone all right in the inn there? Do you need some beers ordered for sent to your tables?
Sausages.
Oh, good.
oh, I'm all right. It's much going on outside this window.
Yeah, you have a pretty nice view of Waterdeep there.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not a bad place. I've been in better taverns.
Yeah, you're supposed to be self-isolating, Patch. Can you get back inside, please?
Oh, yeah.
According to the view from your window, griffins can hover as well. So, it's just
Yeah, it's a known fact.
So anyway, so after the party reconvenes at the Yawning Portal, Arian managed to attune to the stone, feeling the power, knowledge and might of ages past, rising and crumbling, ancient, impossibly vast knowledge flashing in an instant before your eyes. And then, calm, the enormous and alien presence of Golor there at the back of your head, making itself present. You talk to it and realize its knowledge can be dumped onto you in a bit of a random fashion, with words, images, feelings, all apparently disconnected. You have a vision of an endless field of corpses, a gold dragon aging rapidly, shedding the scales, and Dumathoin, lord of the mines, gods of the dwarves, hitting the dragon's scale with a mithril hammer while it rests on an anvil illuminated by a single beam of sunlight, and the words behind him, Brandeth Crypts. A place you recognize as you've already been there. Of course, this doesn't quite make sense it's like a dreamscape, you know, images that just come to you one after the next, one after the other, and obviously they form some kind of narrative that you're still unsure what it might mean, but this is how you received information of this alien mind, the Golor, trapped in the stone. You also learn that inside the vault, you can also find the Dragon Staff of Egeron, that belonged to the first Open Lord of Waterdeep. It's an artifact the wielder can use to allow a dragon into Waterdeep, ignoring the ancient wall that protects the city and prevents dragons from entering. The party, after this, takes a long rest, and the next morning they meet as they go downstairs in the Yawning Portal for breakfast. They meet Lucius Montgomery Vanderbilt, a relatively well-known bard in Waterdeep. Lucius, not without resistance, manages to convince the party to let him tag along, intent on joining so he can write what he expects to be his magnus opus, based on the exploits of the party and the adventures that are before them. Maybe not for long, we'll see. The party accepts with a few conditions, including, for instance, Keth's identity mostly be kept out of the stories. He'll instead be referred as a dwarf named Tick. Then, remembering the trend protecting the Brandeth crypts as the party decides to go there, they make their way to Lord Renair's manor, the Neverember villa, in order to fetch him. He tells them that a group of nobles, by the way, are building a case against the Castellantes, and Lord Renair is involved in the proceedings, intent on clearing the name of Niall within Wintergarden, which is being framed by the Castellantes as the person responsible for summoning a devil in their house. But then, as the party makes their way to the Brandeth crypts, they are accosted by a group of people led by Cornelius Rowley, leader of the Gentleman Knaves, accompanied by Green, Amaris, two other figures, and Victorio Casalanta himself. The party do battle with this group, and with the help of the Black Viper and the Treant Protector, the party manages to overcome their foes, forcing Green, Vittorio, and one of the henchmen to flee, whilst slaying the rest, including Cornelius and Amaris. The Black Viper, now showing herself and presenting herself as Svel Roshna, Silas's cousin, says she's been following the party exploits for a while, and she'd be glad to help them with their last endeavor. She's not interested in the gold, she says, but rather to upset the balance of power in the city. Let me just play some music here. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hear this, but there we go. As she says all of this, she joins you, and along with Lord Renair Neverember, you make your way past the Treant that promises to protect the entrance into the Brandeth crypts, the family crypts of Lord Renair motherly side of the family, where her mother was buried. And that's where we left off. So, sorry. Before anything, you had said that you would investigate and check what things Amaris, Cornelius, Abzarach, the spellcaster, and one of the other person that attacked had left with them. Maybe they had something useful. And you actually find quite a few things. So Amaris was using a ring mail. And she also had a shield that was interesting. It had a bit of some kind of a seagull figure on top of it. And he appears to be of good construction. And she also has what appears to be essentially a very handy sack that you can put that you can almost like a backpack with two straps that you can put in your back. Maybe a handy haversack, who knows. But as you open it, you see that there are several pockets, and there are many potions and vials of different appearance and different liquids. So she was carrying quite a bunch of vials. Cornelius has, as I say, his plate armor. His great sword is a two-handed sword that has a guard that is kind of like one side of the guard goes down and the other one goes up, and it resembles the wings of a dragon and the face of a dragon as the guard meets the hilt and the blade. He also has a cape that catches your eye because it is. So one thing that you notice is particularly Keth. It resembles the wings of a Luna moth, and it is slightly translucent. You know what a Luna moth is? They are the really big ones that have like the big wings, the fancy wings.
Sorry, I don't know what it is.
A Luna moth. Okay, I'm gonna send you a link.
Your whole character's about moths.
Yeah, like
And about the moon.
Okay, a Luna moth is this. I'm sending you. Oops, I'm sending you a picture to Discord. It's a type of moth.
That's very pretty.
And the cape resembles that. He also has a belt, and there are a couple of vials there as well. The spellcaster has a staff that has a magpie, like at the tip on top of it, like a magpie, kind of like a carved magpie. And a few other things that you find interesting. With detect magic, I can imagine that you're using to try and search for interesting things, as you told me. He has a ring that also appears to be magical, a wand in his belt, also a couple of vials or potions, and that's it. So all of that, not everything is magical, but that's, the interesting thing you find. So I don't know what you want to do about it.
Well, I can use my elven heritage magic to detect what of all those things are magical, and I guess tell the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Amaris's ring mail is not magical, but the shield is, and the handy haversack is. Cornelius's plate armor is not magical, but the greatsword is, the one with the dragon-hilt guard. The Luna Moth cape is, and he has also a couple of vials. And the spellcaster's staff is magical, and the ring is magical, and the wand is magical. So we have a staff, a ring, a wand, a cape, a greatsword, and a shield, and then a bunch of potions.
I must say, if you wouldn't mind, my shield took a little bit of a burn during all that explosion of fire, and this one seems to be of tasteful quality, so if no one has objections, I would quite like to procure it for myself, because I'm not quite used to these sort of escapades, you can imagine.
Well, yeah, no one actually really invited you along, if you remember.
I do accept that is true, but I think I've more than proved my value in that little scuffle.
You call that a little burn?
Well, I understand that you've taken somewhat of the paramount of burns in your time, Hatch, but I'm not quite as resilient as you are.
Yeah, well, you can't change a shield every time a little flame goes poof in your face, right?
Then, by all means, anyone who thinks they'd be better suited, I will take my leave to the possessions that have befallen us.
I don't like shields, so that puts me out.
Yeah, I mean, I already have a shield. Mine's fine. I don't mind a bit of burn on mine. What do you reckon this? You said the staff and the wand and the ring are magical?
Yeah, that's as far as I can tell, but
What,
I don't know what I do.
What auras do they have?
What auras do they have? Let me see.
Like a
The
bingo
ring.
collar.
What auras?
I pick up the ring and I show it to Genron.
So the ring is abjuration.
Careful with this one. It's actually meant to protect you. Pick up the staff.
Well, then the advice is good. Be careful with it, for it shall protect you.
I grab the staff and I pass it to Arian, and I say, "What's the aura?"
Sorry. So, there is a mix of magic here, but
There's a bit of magic here for sure.
but one of maybe the stronger one is divination.
Is this
Seems
something?
like a wizard's staff, no?
It
I mean, they're all just sticks.
It is a staff that is kind of it appears to be made out of stone and carved in a kind of like in a swirly fashion, and at the very tip there is the magpie with the wings down.
It looks pretty hefty. I reckon you can club someone in the head with this.
I mean, if no one else makes use of it, of course, yes, I will.
I mean, do you want to
I'll
swap?
do my best.
Do you, want you have the ring, and I'll take the staff.
Oh yeah, Bard. Here, grab this one, and I check him the wand, whatever.
Oh,
Can I-
this, never used such a delicate tool in my time.
Be careful with that one. It's what is it?
The wand is evocation.
Oh,
Yeah, it's probably all kind of sparks flying out of that one.
Oh well, if I'm allowed, I'll take it, of course. But if no one else wants it,
yeah, I want it.
but by all means, you. It seems awfully dangerous for someone like me. But the shield, it's still on the ground there, so I'm just going to pick that up if no one would mind.
I
Yeah,
like,
I guess we're gonna sell it.
I like how you're like spreading all the things without knowing what they are. It's such a gamble.
Well,
Get
Let's
on,
go back to the
get on.
magic tower
Have you
and get them
seen?
identified.
I'm gonna grab Cornelius' sword. I'm gonna pick it up.
Sure.
yeah,
So
you have
wait.
the. Sorry.
So Arion, you can make you have the staff, you said, no?
We're going to do a trade there with Genhorn.
Oh, so again,
I don't know, but the ring.
okay. Well, you can make an Arcana check on both the staff and the ring.
No, I think
Me
Genon's
or him?
was away from
You,
that.
Arion. It's very unlikely that Genhorn.
18 for the first one. Ooh. Staff, I guess, because that's
Yeah.
what I had first. And that's a cock dice. Natural 20 for the other one.
Oh, okay.
How
there's everything.
convenient.
So, so the staff, it is definitely magical, obviously, as I said, but you realize that based on the runes that are written around the magpie and the type of construction, it to you it feels like it comes from some evidently some kind of like a wizard order or something like that might have carved it, just based on the nature of the runes themselves.
Based by the wizard that had it.
And the
previously.
wizard that had it. And there are, that there are 2 spells here that you can, if you were to attune to it, you could cast from the staff. And one of them is the one that is related to divination, and it is tied to the magpie eyes, but you don't know what it might be. And the other one is more of you gather just by the how the runes are worked into the magpie shape, are tied to the magpie wings. So one spell is the magpie eyes, the other one is the magpie wings. So that's from the staff. Because Arcana cannot identify magic, it's knowledge, but you figure, essentially you derive or the information from it. And then the ring, you recognize this ring with the natural 20. It has a tiny bird actually as well. So you imagine that this spellcaster had a bit of a bird theme going on, because both the items came from the same person. And you definitely recognize it, because this is something that is popular among several monk orders. This is a ring of evasion. Just you immediately recognize and essentially has 3 charges that it regains 1d3 at dawn. And when you fail a dex saving throw while wearing this ring, you can use a reaction to expend 1 of the charges to succeed on the saving throw instead. Only dex.
No.
And it requires attunement.
I will explain this to everyone. That's what these are.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
That sounds pretty good for you then.
I didn't realize you knew so much about magic. Take a look at this student. I'll pass him the sword on.
I mean, and you, Lucius, as they are talking about this, I mean, you know that you can help with this, as per
Yeah, I got Arcana proficiency.
yeah, but not only that, precisely because of the bardic knowledge in general about different items and the history behind them and blah blah. So yeah, so what else are you looking at? You were looking at the greatsword. Sorry, you said, Keth.
Well, I just sort of picked it up. See, I imagine it's well balanced, but obviously I don't know anything about magic in this sense. So when Arion explains what these are, I'm going to approach him with these items.
Sure.
And hand them over to him. Can you make sense of this? It looks like a pretty good blade, but it's definitely got some magic in it.
So yeah, you see obviously the dragon motif in the guard and the hilt and the pommel. Make an Arcana check.
I got rid of. I used these dice once before, and I got rid of them because I never rolled above a 10. That's a 19. I got that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is enough again. Just based on your knowledge of magical weapons and the typical construction and whatnot, this greatsword is a Dragon Slayer.
Okay. I just rolled it again just to test my dice. It's got a natural 20, so this is a good dice. I'll keep this one.
Okay. So, Keth,
So-
you know that this is the weapon that Cornelius used. So you were about to say something, Arian.
No, I just thought I would relay this.
I mean, I
information
had
about this.
given you the cloak as well, but you can you can reroll for that if you want.
So you know that Cornelius, amongst the gentleman knaves, was famous for having, his paladin order was famous for hunting and killing dragons, and he was a renowned dragon hunter, and he is said to have killed more than one in his lifetime. So this kind of like matches the.
I lift the sword. It looks a beauty, but I think it's got your name on it, Dragon Slayer. And I pass it to Patch.
Well, I mean, it's a sword. And don't know if you noticed my theme going on here. But let me have a swing.
By the way, you can definitely use this as a pack weapon. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would use it in principle, but I mean, I offered it to Patch.
Yeah, no, I know. Just in case you didn't know, because it is because of the weird interaction between two-handed weapons and how it works with pack weapon. Yeah. Okay, so you
I take a few swings.
You take a.
Ugh, it's not. I can't really twirl it around, and you sure you don't want it?
I mean, it feels pretty good, Patch.
Yeah, but it's not like a stick and a blade. It's like a blade and a little stick.
Could we not tie it to one of the trees around here and make it slightly longer for you? Would that not suit you?
I don't think it's going to work like that. Look, Kath, you can use swords. What's wrong with it?
I figured you're the Dragon Slayer, and this blade is used to slay dragons. I thought it might suit you, but I'm happy to use it if you don't want to.
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
We can
mine.
slay dragons together.
Well, word
Well,
around
you could try, Kath. All right, try it.
word around town is that there's one been skulking in the bay. If the rumors amongst the nobles is to be believed, so maybe after this your story continues and you slay a dragon and more ballads will be written, perhaps.
Oh no, that dragon's a good dragon.
Oh, well. I've
We've
only
already
heard
made
that
acquaintance.
with the
Yeah,
dragon.
Yeah, we've had a conversation. Yeah.
Well,
It's news to me.
Well, you only met us a couple of days ago, so.
Yeah, mentioning dragons.
Well, there's been other things. There's been like beholders and gladiator tournaments, and people throwing fireballs at us in the street. Not really a lot of time to sort of bring up. Oh, by the way, we met a dragon the other day. So sorry about that. But
I mean, are we in danger? Is this dragon going to become a thing?
well, no, because he can't get inside the city, can he? So also, he's a good dragon. He's just here to get back some stuff from Captain Zorg. Zorg?
Zord.
Zord. It's one day.
Zorg.
Anyway.
It's been months.
Well, we're fine. Go on, Kath. Have a few swings.
Cheers, buddy. That's good. I mean, I hated the man who owned it, so it feels a bit wrong. But
Okay, what else are you looking at?
I guess I'll look at the shield whilst this is all going on.
Sure. Make an Arcana check.
Oh, that rolled off the table. 15 plus my Arcana of 5. 20 non-natural.
20 non-natural. Okay, you realize that this shield it is magical and of super good construction, and it has some extra protective qualities that you're not entirely sure how it works. You will have to attune to unlock it, but you know that it's a protection quality that needs to be activated. So it has a passive protection quality on top of being a shield, and then an active one.
Okay.
So, but in order to learn that, you would have to attune to it, or someone.
Bards even use shields.
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
Cartiel was basically a shield on legs, wasn't
No, I just mean I don't think.
Cartiel was a shield, and they just so happened to be a human attached to the shield.
Arian, here, take a look at the cloak. Oh, actually, you, Lucius, you seem to be you have a keen eye for these things.
I hope I could take a gander if you want. It's, I mean, similar to mine actually, and I'll hold up mine's translucent slightly as well.
Oh yeah.
But the qualities I'm sure are different, so I'll be happy to take a look.
Yeah, Arion, as you're standing there, you immediately know that just on how it is crafted, this cape is of elven make. So roll, Lucius.
Yeah, 15 total.
So you're not entirely sure what it is or how it works, but it's really flowy, and as you kind of like do this gesture, the cape extend almost like the wings of a Luna moth, kind of like, and unfurls very gracefully, almost like as if it was like of an incredibly thin but strong fabric. And it's like, well, that's interesting that it doesn't just fall. So you unfurl it, and it goes like to moth wings, and then very slowly it goes back into like a vertical position.
What school of magic is it? The magic of the...
It is it's a mixture, but kind of like transmutation and evocation.
Okay, well, I'll tell you.
Well, I'm sorry to say the mysteries of it are slightly locked to one such as myself, but it does look very fantastic, and I'm sure the elegance will certainly bolster your appearance nonetheless, so I'll pass it back.
Okay.
Maybe you could jump off buildings with that.
It's a bit garish for me.
Give it a go. I'll catch you.
Arian, do you want it?
Well, it seems nice. I have this other cloak though, which, if anybody else would prefer this, I'm happy to trade.
What's special
Go
about
back.
your cloak?
It's the drow cloak.
You should probably give that one to Patch. He makes a lot of noise, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, making noise.
Well, the rest of us are not.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be in no cloak.
I don't judge you for making noise, just to let you know.
That's cool. Look, the potions is where it's at. Let me have a look at those potions and his magic stuff.
I mean, do you even know what they do?
What?
Potions.
Potion?
Yeah.
No, that's why I'm going to pick them up and have a look now.
Or do you want me to have a look for you and tell you?
Well, yeah. All right.
I mean, no offense, but you seem pretty good with your long stick thing there, to stabbing people, but it just doesn't seem like your strong point, knowing about
Oh.
potions.
I know the difference between colours, and I've been around a few potions in my time.
All right.
It's amongst all the things that were in the handy haversack. One thing that you notice is one of them is actually not a potion. There is a beautiful bottle that you, Patch, are not familiar with. Well, I don't know who was like rummaging around it, but it appears to be a bottle of wine. But it is, the bottle itself is beautifully carved. It has some kind of like glass vine texture all around the base, kind of as if it was growing from the ground. And it has a label that it's barely readable, and it says, who speak Elvish?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yes.
Okay, well, whoever speaks Elvish can read it, and it says, genuine goodberry wine, aged for 66 months with flowers-inspired wood casks, a favorite among the world's most esteemed inhabitants.
Oh, I speak English.
Bottled by Saverin.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone speaks Elvish.
Okay, so one is this bottle of superfine wine that, interestingly enough, none of you have ever seen in Waterdeep. This is not one of the winemaker houses of Waterdeep. It is something totally different, obviously of elven make, and on top of the other potions, of course. And then the other thing that you don't know what it is the wand.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
does anyone know what this does?
Oh wait, I was holding that at one point in time, so I guess I would have looked at
Okay, roll Arcana.
it.
It's mostly just based on their history. It's mostly Arion and Lucius that can roll Arcana because of their knowledge.
That's only 13, so it's not.
It has some kind of activation that you realize you don't need to be attuned to it. There are some runes and a way to activate it, but you're like, fuck it. I don't know how to do it. But you know that if you were able to decipher it, you could just activate it.
I'm not entirely sure what they say, but just be careful with that Genhorn, because I think, given certain circumstances, it might just go off in your hand.
Actually, Genhorn, sorry. The moment you grab it, you realize what this is. It is super similar to one you gave to a certain urchin that was a bit broken.
Oh, the one with magic missile.
Yeah, it looks very similar, and the runes look similar. But this one appears to be undamaged.
Can I have a go at reading the runes?
With disadvantage. Intelligence with disadvantage.
Ooh, 13. 6, 7.
You're like, don't know.
Where's it? Nope. Well, is
Did you do anything?
Yeah. Yeah, you can roll. Knowing that it's you can roll straight. Yeah, straight intelligence, Kev.
Straight intelligence.
If you want to have a go at reading the runes.
Okay, it's 17 minus 1, 16.
Yeah, you can decipher it with that.
Yeah.
Do you
it's
wanna
Elvish.
say them out loud while holding the wand?
You're the only one who doesn't speak Elvish. It's Elvish.
Oh, I speak Elvish though, but yeah. Oh, it was upside down. My bad. Yeah, I see now.
It says magic miss. Can't say it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I'm gonna grab all these potions.
there are quite a few of them.
Yeah, I got big hands. Well, I'll start. They're in this bag, right? Do you say?
So there are the wine and quite a few potions are in the bag, but then Cornelius had a couple, like 3 in 2 that are similar, 1 that is different, on his belt, and the spellcaster had 2 more on his robe.
Okay, I'll pluck those potions off them and I'll just put them in the bag and pick up the bag.
Okay.
But then I spot the wine one. I'll pull that out. Is there like a cork in it? Is there like a stopper or something? Up top?
Yes, there is.
All right, can I just pull that off and have a whiff?
Yeah, it smells like wine and it smells really good. It smells of like good berries.
Oh, that's got a kick on that one. Hey, Lucius, you're a fancy fella. Catch.
You throw the bottle opened because you remove the stopper.
Oh, I'll put it back in.
Okay, you put the stopper back. Make it a steady check, Lucius.
Oh, fuck. Oh, well, I dropped the dice. That's a good start. Oh, what's my dexterity?
First session back and we smashed a nice bottle of wine.
But 14.
You catch it.
Okay, thank God.
Wait.
Oh, God.
All right, just
Please,
in case
I'm
you
not-
need some extra courage on the next one.
I mean, someone mentioned maybe having a brief respite now. A little tipple wouldn't go amiss. I could sing you all a little ditty and maybe wet our whistle if everyone's so inclined.
Yeah. Why not?
A little drink at a crypt sounds delightful.
Yes.
Might be our last.
Lord Renair's still with us, right?
Sorry? Lord Renair and the Black Viper are with you, and they're actually having a chat. Lord Renair appears to be still quite disappointed and angry about Esbel Rosnar being the Black Viper, because she was essentially a criminal, but also a noble. And they're arguing. While you are like going rummaging and going over all these items, they're just arguing. Like, how can you do this? This is not good for the city. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, calm down, Renair. The city's rotten to its core anyway. And they just argue.
Rennie, they've got good wine here. Come sit and join.
Sorry, I'm just gonna remove these headphones because it's driving me crazy. Okay, shall we go inside before?
Yeah, that's very good. Did you want me to look at those potions for you, or are you just going to drink them?
Yeah, I mean, I want to... What colour are they? I'm trying to...
Sure. Okay, first one you see is it is a beautiful kind of like rhomboid bottle with a like golden cap or stopper, as it were, but it's metallic, and it is a very light blue liquid. Then
we've got a baby blue.
Then you have, so you write them down. You have baby blue. Then you have a very round glass vial with a perfect glass cylinder coming out of it, with a cork on top, and around that neck that is coming up, that is a perfect cylinder. There is kind of like a piece of parchment that is wrapped around the neck with lots of writings. And
Yeah,
and the color is clear green.
Well, we got a green.
Is that how you sort out your potions? You just say the color.
I mean, it is the biggest identifier of a potion. You look at the color and you can have it.
So what is baby blue?
I don't know.
So
What is
then,
Maybe I've not seen a baby blue before. I'll be honest.
then you have what appears to be small vials. This one was the one that Cornelius had in his belt. Two of them. Sorry, I'm gonna say the numbers as well. So the baby blue, you had 6.
Oh,
6 potions of that.
Yeah. Then
Wow.
the second one, which is the round one with the piece of parchment around the neck, you have 2.
oh,
Then the little vials that you're now examining that Cornelius had in his belt, there are 2 of them as well. and it is a very dark blue liquid that appears to constantly be boiling.
Dark blue boiling liquid.
Yeah, and then there is one that Cornelius had in his belt as well. That it is a weird, very small crystal sphere that on one side it had a shape of skull, essentially it's carved or it's blown because it's glass, as a bit of a skull shape with eye sockets, the nose and the top of the mandible. And then from the forehead comes out the neck of the bottle and then the stopper. So it's kind of like a skull, a very small glass skull with the neck and the stopper coming off the neck. And it is a red bubbling liquid.
Red. That's what we want. Red.
I must say, the skull is a little bit alarming, though. I wouldn't advise that you drink it.
Oh,
It's
I didn't
red,
even- I
it's
didn't even
fine.
notice that.
And
So
then
we got 6 baby blues.
there are small.
Oh,
And then finally you have not finally because there's more, but then you have also 2 that are it is a simple bottle that is covered. It is glass, but it's covered in kind of like a leather bound wrapping. Again, a simple but very tightly sealed stopper with wax on top of it to make sure that it doesn't, the fumes of the liquid doesn't pour, doesn't leak. And it is, you can see, because it's leather bound, you can only see the liquid when you kind of like tilt it, so it kind of like wets the neck of it. And there you see that it is glowing purple.
ooh.
And then finally, there are 6 more that were in the handy savage sack. 2 of them have a yellow-red liquid. 2 of them had a greenish blue liquid, and the final one has purple-green. And
Okay,
there are
wow.
6 of those, 2 of each color. Hey, you keep asking me. I'm telling you.
Oh, again, or I think we got it all wrong. We spent like 3 weeks trying to find this great treasure, and we should have been hunting adventurers all this time.
Yeah, this was. I mean, you should just basically go around and just start fights with people. Stuff.
I mean,
what
this is if someone kills you, they're gonna find a ton of shit. It's the same thing.
But also, all my gaming knowledge suggests that we are about to fight a boss.
Yeah.
What music?
It's a shame that we only know
Are
the
you
colors
guys-
of the potions.
Are you guys feeling a bit tired? Like we should go home and have a long rest and come back tomorrow?
We should have a rest.
Right, does anyone know what these are?
Well, if you give me a chance to look at them and study them, yeah. But let's go and sit down and have a rest and have a look at them for you.
Okay. Well, we're having a rest now.
Also, I think. Sorry, Tom's right. Bards can't use shields. I had a look.
Ready?
Yeah.
Anyone can use the
light
shield,
armor.
but I think they count as armor. So if you use one, you can't spellcast, and you would have disadvantage the same way that wearing armor you
Wait,
can't.
how was? Because Carthiel was a warlock. He could use shield.
I checked. I don't even think that's true. I think we just never just assumed that.
Arteal was a fucking man.
Cartier was a cheat.
Defied expectations.
People tried to tell him you can't use shields, and he was like, "You just watch me."
Did you cheat throughout a whole 1.5-year campaign?
You can only cheat as much as the DM lets you. So.
On further examination, this shield is a little bit too weighty for my rather dainty arm. So if anyone would prefer it, then I think I'll have to make do with my scales for now. I'm afraid.
Well, I can carry it for you on my back if you want, and then when you decide you want it, you just get it off my back.
Well, you've been on my back the whole day, so I think that's only fair.
I don't think I have been on your back all day.
Oh, I'll pass it over to you.
That's a strange turn of phrase, but okay.
Well, but please join me for wine and a sit, if
Okay.
you'd all be so kind.
So Lord Renea says, oh, "Yeah, that looks like a good wine, Lucius. Let's, I guess, get inside my mother's crypt, so we're not out here in the open. And as as he opens, he grabs the key, opens the outer gates to it, a place you already know. Well, only Genhorn and Keth know. As she opened the gates, Arion, immediately an image comes to you with a bit of a growl of Golor that still there at the back of your head, and the image of an endless field of corpses, and you realize this is what it means, that part of the vision. It is the cemetery, the city of the dead, the crypts. You are in the correct path.
I will keep quiet.
Okay. So you all go
Very quiet
down.
there.
You all walk down the first set of stairs into what is this first chamber that was that had some frescoes that were removed, and where there used to be a sarcophagus, but then it was removed because the person that was originally buried here was moved elsewhere when this became the resting place of Lord Renair's mother. And you know that there is another set of stairs that goes further down into where her actual sarcophagus is and where the sconce was, where you found the missing piece. But this appears to be a good place to rest as you are now. As Lord Renair kind of like goes back up, you hear closes the gate and comes down. It is musky and damp. You can imagine that because this is now underground, just one level, a single set of stairs, but it has that kind of like damp earth smell that permeates the rock that has been put here in place to keep essentially a ceiling. But you know that dampness that you can feel in an underground place, even when there is stone separating you from the earth. And the Black Viper kind of like sits down and starts putting some tobacco in a pipe. So what's next for you all? I shall have some of that wine.
We can save you a little at the end of the bottle, sure.
We just swig and pass it around.
I have my chalice with me. I pour a little into the chalice with the face on it, and then offer the bottle.
If you share the tower of the chalice, then can I?
No, I'm afraid this is only for me. But the bottle?
Sure. Yeah. Have a little taste.
Okay. Sorry, Alexa is reminding me to feed Rasta.
Feed your dog, Lucas.
Alexa, set reminder for 2 hours.
No, shut up. Okay, so
I'm going to grab the wine and pass it over to her, and when I do, I'm going to with draw sign language. I'm going to say to her, "Who are you really with?" And I'm going to try to really read how she reacts, if she reacts at all.
to the Black Viper, Estelle. So as you grab the wine and you pass it to her, and by the way, we're gonna get to the wine in a second. You
That sounds ominous.
you do a quick sign like a hello or something, and she looks at you. What kind of thieves' cant is that? Not from here.
Is she being genuine?
Make an insight check.
Probably very low. It's a 7 plus 2, 9 total.
She appears genuine. Grabs the bottle.
Help yourself.
So who was the first one to try this? Lucius, no?
Delicious.
He poured it. Did you pour it in or did you drink it?
Well, I've had a sip after.
Okay, so you
having
put in
the
the chalice, have a sip. So it tastes fruity and floral, with notes of honey and the feeling of a fresh breeze. And it is some of the best wine you've ever tasted. It tastes amazing. And immediately you feel rejuvenated. And you almost have like an after syrupy taste. And you immediately realize that I'm going to write it to you, actually. Where are you?
You are drunk.
We're about to down a very valuable item.
Oh, I have you as Silas.
Yeah, I'll still be Silas in the channel. Poor Silas.
They got potions in the form of wines now. Oof. Times are changing.
That's how they get you. That's how they trick you. They get you hooked on potions.
You feel the warmth of the wine rejuvenating you immediately.
Oh, I must
And then-
say, this is...
I mean, and at that point is when you passed it to Genholm, of course.
It's warming on the throat and the lips, and I feel like it's giving me a little bit of my courage and vigor back. You are right, Jorge. It's certainly a fine blend.
Genholm, you drink.
Yeah.
Okay. As you drink, same thing. And you feel rejuvenated. You need to tell me whether you are doing it now.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So roll.
I did 3 of them.
Okay. It's +1 extra on top of what you rolled. For each
Ooh.
die.
Whoa! Neat.
Okay.
You want to pass it around or what?
1 second.
Speaking of wine, gonna get some.
Yes,
He's going to the bar at the tavern.
there we go. So, who else is drinking from the wine?
I look like he was going to the bar.
Yeah. He just went to get some wine.
Ooh. Is he sitting on stairs?
It's weird.
Oh, the background
You
is now messing. Arion, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm waiting, resting.
Okay, so you're short resting.
After I have some wine, I'll get out my lute and I'll start playing a few little tunes. So anyone that does short rest can roll the extra d6 as well.
I'm having a swig.
Or 6.
If you hold your nose, it's almost like we're back in the portal.
Okay. So during this short rest, are you gonna try to attune to some of the things?
Yeah, I'm going to tune to the...
Lucas, wait, I'm having a swig.
You're having a swig.
When it eventually comes to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, based on what everyone is reporting, so basically this wine. By the way, the bottle is not infinite and it is getting low. When you drink it, you can roll any number of hit dice as if you had just finished a short rest. And each hit die you roll with +1. And you also get +1d4 to wisdom and charisma ability checks for the next 24 hours.
Whew.
As you drink the wine, it regenerates you. So we had Genhorn, Lucius, and the Black Viper already have a swig.
Ooh.
And Patch.
Give it to her.
Well, because Kev gave it to her.
Did he?
Yeah.
I was going to give it to her, but I suppose that we
I
were
mean, she
all
definitely
having...
would not be before me, Kath. You
Well,
bastard.
We were
I said.
okay. Hang on. Before we just to clarify, I just grabbed the wine at some point to pass it over to her. I didn't think that.
Everyone
The
is
wine
talking
was-
about how nice the wine is, and then you were talking to her, and you grabbed it and you pass it to her, right?
That's when you did your hand symbol.
Yeah, we can't really.
Yeah, when
matter
you did your
that
hands.
Yeah, but hang on a
we
minute.
really gave it to.
Is
It's
that-
all right
is-
to have it. It's all right to have.
I mean, I'm happy to give her the wine, but obviously, if it was obvious that the wine is running out, I'm not gonna give it to her. I mean,
Okay.
it's
There are still some.
regardless. I'm
there's
happy
still
not to
some-
have the bonus of whatever bonus it is.
No,
It's
there's
just-
still some
it's a matter
wine.
of, like,
I'm
common
telling
sense.
it's not infinite, but there's still several swigs.
Well, no, I mean, obviously.
Okay,
if
well,
it's
so-
running out, I'm not gonna
No,
give it
so
to her.
Patch, Genhorn, and Lucius had a drink, and as you do the sign, she's kind of like, "So, can I have a swig?" And you realize that all of three of them are just talking about how good the wine is. Ooh, I feel rejuvenated and all that.
How much is there left?
Based on what they drank, there are about 4 servings left.
I have a sip and I pass it to Arian then.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't drink on the job. I pass it along.
Oh, I do. Go back.
Arian, you should get yourself one of these if you're concerned about losing your mind somewhat to the pleasures of life. The rather stern face here means that you can drink and drink, and your mind will never wander.
And why drink?
Well, because it is a delightful taste, but when performing, I want to make sure that I'm at my peak at all times, should anyone request a song.
Seems an expensive hobby. Not something for someone such as myself.
Well, very well. You are valiant in your pursuits of purity, certainly.
Sure.
So is this like an actual short rest, Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sure resting right now.
No, I mean the wine.
No. He only. Okay, I am actually sending the item to Discord if you want to read it. It allows you to roll hit dice as if you had just finished short rest.
But on top of that, we are actually short resting, so you can still
you
get
do
your
that?
stuff back.
Can you do that at any time, like in the middle of the battle or something?
No, it says there. If you look at the item,
1 minute. to drink.
it takes 1 minute to drink and
Oh,
get the
okay.
benefit. So you can't just like.
Okay. So now, okay.
So basically, it is kind of like a short rest, an extra short rest without having to take a short rest.
Okay.
So whenever you roll a wisdom or charisma ability check or saving throw, you add 1d4.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
He had 7 servings in total. He had as many as he could have.
I guess Renair would probably try some, I assume.
Okay, so you give some to Renair. So the only one that you are 7 actually, with the Black Viper. So unless Arion, are you not drinking?
No.
Okay. So,
I mean, I will pass it over to the Black Viper as long as there is enough for everyone. I mean, I will give her a
I
drink.
mean, you can obviously save some if you don't want to drink it all now.
Pour it out on the floor.
I mean, just we can save one if Renair and Black Viper have one, then 1 serving remains.
Okay. She will definitely drink then. Oof, this is good. So anyway, as you're doing the short rest, what are you attuning to?
The staff of divination staff.
So you're tuning to the divination staff. Arion, I'm gonna go around. Arion?
I don't know where things ended up. Did I end up?
You have the ring.
Yeah.
You have the cloak as well if you want it.
I would be more interested in the cloak than the ring. I can't do everything because I've got the stone of galore and everything. So
You can take 2 hours short rest if you want. Attune to both.
No,
No, but
it's
I've-
over attuned otherwise.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
limit.
so many things.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can keep the cloak then and pass over the ring I mean,
Yeah, that also means that Piwafi is free as well.
what does the ring do?
It's the you
Ring
get
of
to
Relation.
yeah.
If you fail a dex check, you get to pass it.
I mean, anyone can use that.
Okay, so you're gonna tune to the cape, Arian.
Mm-hmm.
It was just my my takeaway from the previous battle, but you did seem to get caught in a few blasts yourself, Genhorn. Perhaps you would be good to be a bit lighter on your feet, so to say.
Right. What are you trying to say? Just because I ate a lot of sausage for breakfast.
Well, no, I mean, a man of your stature should have a hearty start to the day. Just you were susceptible somewhat to the fires that were being thrown around.
Oh yeah, because everyone like running into a big group and the guy just threw firing. So if we just spread out a bit more, we'll be fine.
We are in a crypt. You realize that spreading out is going to be difficult here.
Fine. What do you want me to do? What's your suggestion?
I was only saying that maybe you would benefit from the properties that Erin had described the ring to hold.
Right, fine. I'll have to ring too. I have to have all the magic items. Fine.
Does it fit your finger?
The ring requires attunement. Make sure you have attunement slots.
Yeah, I've got 3 free.
You might be able to get it over that bit of your pinky.
It just about fits on there, yeah. Well, we'll have to just hang around here a bit longer while I attune to both of these items.
I linked you the ring on Discord, Genhorn. Okay, so someone is attuned to the cape, to the ring. What about the stuff?
Yeah, that's staff as well. I was doing both.
Oh, you're gonna do the stuff as well?
Does it take an hour each? Then?
Yeah, you have to just hang around for 2 hours.
Okay. Well, in that case, just attune to one, and let's be on our way.
What does the cape do?
But I'll just do the staff then in that case.
What did the cape do, guys?
You wouldn't know until after the rest.
Yeah,
Oh.
only Arian has it, so it's his.
I suppose.
And what about the shield?
Well, I'm not tuning to it because I can't. Well, I can, but I won't.
Oh, fine.
Okay,
It's got to go somewhere.
so you're gonna tune to the shield. It's just to tell you what it is. So, Patch, you're gonna tune to the shield.
Why not?
Okay. And
Just have it on my back.
Genhorn, you're gonna tune to the staff.
The staff, yeah.
Okay. So I just sent you what it is on the Discord.
Lucius, what have you grabbed?
Well, like I say, the shield is no use for me. But I suppose if you're really so negative about the ring, Genhorn, I'll happily keep it safe for now.
But it's stuck on my finger now.
Well, just use a bit of the sausage grease. I'm sure it'll slide off.
Oh yeah, it's good for it. Yeah. The rubber sausage on it. There you go. There's a bit of sausage left on it for you.
That is,
How does that fit your scale of fingers?
well, I mean, they're normal size. They're just a little bit.
But doesn't it get jammed on each scale?
No, they face downwards, so
Ah.
it's a bit of a bugger to get off, though.
Woo!
I'm going to attune to the sword. And make it my pack weapon.
Not a bad shield.
No, that shield is pretty good. What are you doing with the potions? Are you gonna just start drinking them like randomly, or?
No, I'm waiting for someone to. I'm just passing them around. If anyone's got any ideas of what they are, let a brother know.
Lucas, send me the details of the sword when you can.
Sure. You can. It's an official item, so I'm just gonna link that. So, what potion are you looking at first? I mean, Genhorn can roll
Start with the baby blue.
for proficiency, essentially, because
Is it wisdom or intelligence?
depends on the potion. Not all potions are created equal.
Okay, so the blue ones.
So, which one do you want to start with?
The blue one?
Okay,
Baby blue?
Arion can also roll, and Lucius can also roll. All three of you can roll on potions, but proficiency or not, I'm gonna decide on what the potion is and the history of it.
Lucas, the shield's not official.
So
Your shield is not official. If I send you an image, it is from a Patreon I follow that creates really cool magic items.
should we start with the baby blue ones at the top?
Sure. Okay, that's wisdom.
Okay, so I rolled 7, 3, 3. So with proficiency, that's 13.
Okay, this one is actually it's a simple potion that you can figure out with that roll. It is a there are 6 of this.
Yeah.
And it is a rejuvenating draft. When you drink this potion, you regain 1d3 plus 1 spent hit dice.
That's pretty good. Couple that with the wine.
Yeah, you already drank the wine though.
I make myself puke.
I'm sending you the card image. It is the uncommon variant, so it is the lowest power variant. What else are you looking at?
So there's the 2 round ones with the parchment.
This one look very familiar to you, and this would be more of Lucius or Arian proficiency to roll.
Can I have them though?
No.
I'm happy to take a look. Arian, I believe there's 2 of these. If you want
It's
to examine the
intelligence
other.
plus intelligence plus proficiency.
Oh, that's like 22, 23.
23. Oh yes, you're very familiar with these ones. You see a rune carved at the bottom of the bottle, and these are very prized potions. There are 2 of them among spellcaster. It is a potion spell recovery. You regain 1d3 plus 3 expended spell slot levels that you can use however you want. So you can spend.
Wow.
You can recover the total number of combined spell slots equal to the number you roll. So it's 1d3 plus 3, but you cannot recover a 6th level spell. You don't have it anyway. So you can, for instance, if you roll 6, you can recover a 1, a 4, and a 2.
Wow, these are highly sought after among certain circles, and if you wouldn't mind, given that there might be dangers ahead, and I somewhat exhausted myself in that last fight, I wouldn't mind holding on to one.
I put it in general.
It helps bolster one's magical resolve once again, so they're able to perform more spells than perhaps.
Yeah, well, I think we should probably drink one of these each now, really. Not knowing what's ahead.
Yes. Well, I'll pull the top of it off. The bottoms up, as they say.
Is it?
It sounds like that. Way. Boom.
I just roll a d6 and have, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drink a purple potion, just for the lulz.
You just drink it.
6. Okay.
Oh, I rolled a 4, so 2 plus 3, 5. So split however you want, right?
Yeah, so 5 levels and you can recover 6 levels.
Yeah.
Split however you want.
That's
just
amazing.
go on D&D Beyond and just recover. So the purple one,
I was joking. I'm not gonna drink it.
I mean you can. The purple one also requires intelligence.
That's why I'm not drinking it.
Arian, you can roll if you want.
Well, am I rolling? Oh, is it natural 2? So probably no.
Yeah, you have no idea. You've never come across this type of liquid before. And Lucius, you can roll with intelligence if you wish.
Oh, I feel so much better after a little bit of a tipple. Let's see. Was it intelligence plus proficiency?
Mm-hmm.
12.
So here's the thing. You're not entirely sure what this purple liquid does, but you know it is a short-term effect that has to do with evocation magic. A very short-term effect so it's not like the potion you just drank.
You explode.
And that you drink it, and it will. You feel that this has to do with empowering evocation, and that's all you know.
I'm not too sure who's best to drink this and when, really.
We have a smell of it and see.
It might be quite volatile, but
Have we ever smell that? Oh, it smells good though.
Smells like mud.
I love mud. Reminds you of home. Oh yeah.
So yeah, for you it's great smell. You know,
do
it
like
smells
mud
like
cake.
when it's about to rain, that damp smell.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's,
Yeah, it's a lovely smell.
Well, we've got this is the purple one, yeah.
There are two.
We've got two. I could drink one now and see what happens.
I-
If you do that, you will definitely
might-
learn what happens.
Why don't you just save it for like a
Okay.
last like resort type thing?
Sure.
I can tell you that the effect is quite fleeting. So yes, maybe best not to waste it. Also, the evocation qualities, you may. What if you just
Yeah.
combust around us and?
Oh. Yeah. Shall I look at these two dark blue boiling ones?
Yeah, those are wisdom.
Okay. 15.
So you know that these potions are brewed by clerics, monks of a monastery, and it is usually given to knights and paladins to charge ahead in battle to help them overcome their foes. It is the kind of thing that would you only come across this thing as as part of brews that the monastery monks create, and it is a certain, essentially it gives you a certain amount of protection in battle.
Okay. Some kind.
And there are two,
Right. Well, whoever's going to be.
and it's and the effect, you recognize it might not be super fleeting, but not super long. So
somewhere. Not. It won't last you a day, but it lasts you more than 10 minutes.
Well,
10 minutes? More than 1 minute. Try and read the DM's face.
if given the lack of shield, I wouldn't mind some extra protection if one's going spare. But again, I appreciate that I'm a bit of a tag along in this.
Well, if you're going to be at the back, I mean, it makes more sense for Patch and Kefir a bit. Oh, well, I suppose Arian, but he seems to have this magical protection from the stone. So I don't know.
To be honest, I've got a shield, but I'm not going to use it. So,
and by the
well, I
way,
might.
oh sorry to interrupt. Yep.
I mean, I'll have one boiling blue.
Yeah.
All right, I'll grab the other unless you want it, Arian.
But please take it.
Okay.
Sure. Find use of it.
Baby blue potion. Very good.
This is dark.
I'm
Bubbling.
By the way, I'm gonna say that the one that has a skull and the kind of like the stopper coming off the front of the head, I'm actually showing you the image because it's really cool. So putting it on Discord in general, this is what it looks like.
They got the teeth as well on the bottom.
Yeah, the upper part of the mandible. I said. My description wasn't perfect, but
It's got like spikes coming off.
Yeah,
of
you
it.
should just describe it as a skull with a dick head, but
okay. I'm gonna say this. The only one that can recognize what this might be is you, Patch. There's something about this particular like container that triggers a memory. Make a straight roll.
straight roll.
Make a
I'm
straight
good at these rolls.
What was your intelligence? I'm assuming that it's not very high.
My intelligence is 0. Plus
Straight
0.
roll then.
So that's an 18.
18.
Mm.
Okay. So you've seen this before, and you heard about these things before being used by a bunch of mercenaries that work, that are normally hired by the city guard to help in military like maneuvers outside the city. Sometimes Waterdeep City Guard, of which you were part of, they will essentially hire extra members, extra muscle from different mercenary companies when they need to send them outfield. And one of the groups that used to run for the city guard like this were a bunch of Oathguardian barbarians that would drink these things and enter fits of rage before running into battle. And drinking this would send them into like a frenzy that would make them very hardy and thoroughly dangerous, to the point that the city guard knew to stay away from them when they went into this like crazy battle frenzy.
And I've only seen it used on barbarians.
You only ever no, I mean not necessarily. There were a tribe that was famous for their barbarians, but not everyone was a barbarian.
Yeah.
There were all types of warriors. Sometimes even archers would use them.
I recognise that one. That one, we've got to be careful who uses that one. If anyone's got a bit of a temper, this might make it, 10 times the amount of rage they feel.
Don't give it to Genhorn then.
But you know that.
What are you talking about?
But you know that when they were under the effect of this, they would be relentless and incredibly hard to bring down.
How long does it last? Would I know?
You don't know. But you know that it would be a very fast thing. Like these people would just run into battle, and after a short time, they would stop the effect, whatever it was.
Do they seem exhausted afterwards?
Normal exhaustion, normal battle exhaustion.
Look, last popcorn stuck in the esophagus there.
Where'd you get popcorn?
Look,
What's an esophagus?
last time I seen one of these used, people just made a blitz run straight to the front line. They didn't care about what they were doing. They were angry, but fuck me, were they hard to bring down. They stayed out there until they died, or they come back looking a bit, worn down. But be careful with that one.
Why don't you keep it? Hold on to it.
I don't know. My anger management is. I've been keeping up with my anger management, and I've been doing really well. I think that would ruin everything. But let's just remember that we have it. Just it could be useful for anyone, really.
Tell you what, I'll keep hold of it, and then if you get into a situation in battle where maybe you need it, I'll just come pour it in your mouth. Yeah.
Right. Well, it hasn't really worked well for us, but
Oh, that was with the accountant guy. I mean, give me a break. I'm pretty good at pouring potions, so.
I just had a flashback.
you've got really big hands, and I've got a really small head compared to your hands. So
Watch, I can do this really good now, right?
you're gonna obscure your vision with your big
Watch me.
hands.
See how well I pour this potion in my mouth. I'm gonna drink one of the baby blue potions.
Okay, there.
Well, you gave it to us though.
We've got 6
Baby blue.
The baby
We've got
blue.
boiler
Of them.
No, you've got the boiling blue, the
Oh,
dark
boiling
blue boiling
blue.
ones.
Oh,
But also,
sorry.
actually, sorry, Genhon, on that, the wine would have given you 1d4 extra on wisdom checks for that boiling blue one.
Oh, sure, yeah, it would do actually. Yeah.
So you might know what it was because you're old. I can't remember, like 15 or something.
Yeah, roll that 4.
1 to 16.
Same as before.
Anyway,
A boiling blue potion.
a 6 again. Not cheating. So That's 3 plus 1, so I get 4 hit point dice back.
Oh yeah, that's what that does.
Okay.
All right, Lucius, sing us a song then.
There is the last set that they are all similar, and there are 2 of each color, green, blue, and red, but they are all parts of the same batch, just 3 different colors, 2 of each. So just based on your collective knowledge, you can figure out, this is pretty simple, that they are all potions of resistance. The 2 red are fire, the 2 blue are lightning, and the 2 green are acid. So you have 2 potions of fire resistance, 2 potions. They are all official. You can look for potion of resistance.
With any luck, we won't be needing those. I actually have a genuine resistance to fire naturally, so I'm not making any claims to that. But
Is that some kind of sick joke, or
no, my.
you were looking at me when you said it?
Well, your burns are hard to ignore, so maybe you'd do well to keep one of these on your person.
So are yours, Lucius. So are yours.
Well, a quick tongue. Speaking.
Let's just spread these ones out. We got 2 of each. I guess I'll have a fire.
Do you have any idea what we might face down here that might lead us to be better prepared?
Well, I mean, the person best to ask would be Arian, really. Can you ask your friend?
I can try. I pull out the stone and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
What do we expect to face down here?
I was made blind as the vault was sealed. One last trick, Lord Daggled played. A protector, enthralled, promised, and abandoned.
Something. He doesn't seem to know.
Wasn't he all knowing?
That's what I thought. Blinded by Lord Daggled, apparently.
Whatever we find down here.
What's that?
It's probably going to be just as bad as what we find when we get out.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a dragon. So keep that sword of yours handy.
Dragon?
What color were the scales that I saw in my thing? My vision?
An underground.
Gold, I think, were they?
Fergus? What color were the scales that I was seeing?
Golden.
Okay. I saw gold scales in my vision.
And a gold scales on a dragon usually good or bad?
Good, but in this case, it's been locked in this vault for, I suppose, not long in terms of a dragon's life. But
I don't know if it's of any pertinence, but my ancestry is that of golden dragons. So should we come across one, perhaps I might provide a valuable tool after all. And
Have you got any good songs
reason with
about
my
dragons?
the ballad that got me noticed most was about Patch and his accomplishments against the dragons in the Fieldwood, but I'm sure he will.
I'm not sure if a dragon will want to hear of another dragon being killed.
No, I'm sure you're right.
Do good dragons like bad dragons? Like, I mean, it's the same with people, right? If there's a bad person and a good person, then they don't like each other, and you say, "No, we killed the bad person." The good person might have good work.
Well, a good person might think, "Oh my God, you're a murderer. You killed someone."
What if the other person was a murderer and you killed a murderer to stop him murdering?
Look,
hypocritical.
let's just say if we come across a gold dragon, Lucius steps out first.
Yep, deal. Agreed.
I was foolhardy to brag about my resistance to fire now, wasn't I?
You'll be
You got this.
fine. Yeah, you got this, buddy.
Just have some more wine before you go out.
Well, it does mean... Sorry, Keth, by all means, you...
Oh no, you go ahead, my dear Bart.
I was only going to say it does mean that those potions of fire resistance that you have may be more valuable than first surmised at this point. So keep them close is all.
Is that what golden dragons spew?
I
Fire.
typically, yes, I have been known to light up the stage. Some say so.
What, can you spew fire?
Literally.
I can, but I would rather not demonstrate now, if you wouldn't mind, because it isn't something I can do maybe as frequent as a true golden dragon can.
So why didn't you do it in that fight back there outside? That
Well,
was useful.
I kept my distance a little bit from the action to make sure that I was able to keep Arion on his feet.
So, Lucius, if you don't mind, I mean, where I'm from, we don't see many of your kin. So, how does it work?
Well, I open my mouth usually, and I...
No. I meant that.
breathe deep.
How do you come to be?
Oh, I mean, when a mother dragonborn and a father dragonborn love each other very much, they engage in a beautiful dance, shall we say, and you know,
So you're the spawn of dragons.
not my parents aren't dragons, no, but the bloodline. It can be traced back. Our ancestry goes back to that.
But
Oh.
when did the segue happen?
Yeah,
How
at
did it
some
happen?
point,
Oh,
does someone in your family have sex with a dragon is what he's asking.
I'm not really saying that. I just never seen his folk before. I just don't know how it works.
I'm not entirely sure. If there was some omnipotent being watching and listening, perhaps he may be able to shed light on such a thing. But I mean, you keep inquiring that stone of yours, Arion. Perhaps it may be able to tell you when my lineage broke off to be grounded.
Sure, I could ask. But perhaps now is not the time.
You feel, Arion, that Golor is kind of aware of every fleeting thought that enters your mind, and as it brushes against that thought for a second, like as you think about what Lucius was asking, even if you were ignoring it, you feel contempt for the question.
Gratitude. For not asking.
Yeah.
Maybe this golden dragon's waiting for a potential mate. In that case, Lucius, you're still stepping up first.
Wow.
I mean, it would be an honor to take one for the team, as it were.
Listen, guys, I've got the sack, so if you want to unload, just...
I mean, these are all words of encouragement for me later. Then.
Are we doing phrasing now?
If, you want,
By all means.
if anything's too heavy for you, for your weak arms, and you need anything in the sack, just feel free.
man.
I will carry it.
I'm sorry, I'm still somewhat distracted by the phrase.
He's offering himself as a wingman.
Oh, Genor, now you carry these potions.
In my pockets.
You want to put them in the sack?
Who's carrying the handy haversack?
I'll carry it.
With your shield as well. Shield and the...
Yeah, why not?
Were the potions in that haversack? Is that
Yeah.
what was in there?
I was,
So most of the potions were in the haversack, except for the bubbly blue that you split and the skull one.
May I have one of these other potions that help you withstand the acid or electricity or fire, whatever it is?
I'm going to take one of the the glowing purple ones because that sounds like it might be fun.
Oh, that's the glowing purple acid.
It's
No,
the
no.
evocation thing that we don't know what it does.
The crazy evocation thing.
Oh. Right, who wants acid?
I tried it once at Bard College, and
I made some of that once.
I mean,
yeah.
Who
Yeah,
doesn't like acid?
it's the best thing before facing a dragon.
Actually, there was she's
If you
gone
don't
now.
carry them on your persons, they're going to be in the sack.
I will hold on for one.
One acid for Arian.
I'll have another acid.
That's all the acid's gone. Who wants a lightning? Don't know how useful that's going to be in here, but no takers, right?
I mean, if they're not going
I mean-
around, I will take whatever's free.
I'll take the other lightning.
Right, you both got lightning and acid. Hopefully, it's useful. I've got one fire. There's another fire again on. Another fire.
Yeah, well, yeah, why not?
That's all. That's all those gone. Right, I'll keep the rage one on me. I've got one dark blue. We got all these baby blue ones. What do they do again?
They recover hit dice.
Just normal potion ish. Let's all have one of those.
All right.
They're pretty good if you feel the need to push yourself and use hit dice for that.
Right, that's 5.
Have they got a special name, or should we just write the blue potion?
I put it in on Discord. Oh no, I didn't put it on Discord. I can put it on Discord. Give me one sec. It's called Rejuvenating Draft. I'm putting it on Discord now.
Yeah, I think you sent it to me directly.
Oh, okay. It's the last one I posted there. It is the uncommon variety, so 1d3 plus 1.
I didn't realize. I didn't read the end part of it. When you drink it, the legendary variant. Okay.
No, that's the legendary variant.
Yeah, I was like, shit. That's only younger.
Alright, so all of you have one of those. We'll keep the spare one in the sack.
Now I've drank one, so there'll be none spare.
Okay. Right, well, that was... Why the hell to do that?
Well, because I needed it right now already.
We're having a rest.
Yeah, make sure you write down or you keep track of everything, because obviously I'm not gonna. It's too much info.
Sure, it's hit dice, not hit points. Just in case you didn't realize.
It's hit dice, the thing you use to short rest
And to push yourself with the
and
house
to
rule.
push yourself and
Ah,
with the wine.
Alright, well, we got the 2 clear.
So hang on a minute. Just so if we are already at our max hit dice, we don't get any extra ones from the wine, do we?
No, okay. So the wine allows you to spend hit dice as if you just had a long rest, but it only takes a minute. And this rejuvenating draft gives you hit dice,
Okay.
not hit points.
Yeah. But the one we've already used, it's not like we can like keep it in the sort of.
Yeah, you can keep it. You don't need to drink it right now.
Well, we already drank it when we were having our short rest.
We've got one use left.
Yeah, we got one use left.
One use of the wine.
Yeah.
Alright, that's that. Keep that in the sack. What was the... We got 2 clear greens with the parchment.
And did Lucius tune to the ring?
Yes, it's on my finger now, and I must say the bird motif is very, very fetching.
Yeah, my stuff's got a bird look. See, little magpie
Yes, like-
eyes. Yeah.
Look at that,
I like matching.
we're unifying as a team already.
Well, I don't know about that, but we've definitely got matching, equipment, so that helps.
Yes, well, if we continue to rob the people we kill, I'm sure we will get more matching sets.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Alright, should we just have a long rest now or what?
Right, who's ready to go ahead and
Let's go cracking. Let's get cracking.
let's get on with this?
As you come out of your short rest, sorry. Well, during the short rest, I'm gonna say, Patch, you hear Halum's voice coming into your head. Hello, boy.
You all right?
I heard and I've seen about what you are doing. Travel Bruce. Your actions have not gone unnoticed. Tell me, how might I help? Should I warn someone about your movements? You can reply to this message.
Do you want to send some cavalry? Some people?
You're making me waste another spell to ask you, where are you? Where shall I send someone if need be? And when?
Renee's tomb place. What was this place called, guys? I'll speak to everyone.
It's a crypt of
Brandeth crypt.
Brandeth.
Brandeth's crypt.
It's in the City of the Dead.
It's in the City of the Dead. There's a big
Why do
tree.
you ask?
Yeah, watch out for the tree, because the tree might hurt people if they come.
Very well.
Send someone good.
Who are you talking to?
Yes, I'm quite confused as to what's happening.
Oh, it's just Loom. He's just checking in. I think he's gonna send someone. I mean, not gonna be as good as me, but
Did you warn them about the tree?
I said, well, no.
So are we waiting for them?
He didn't say how long it's gonna take.
You didn't get that impression. You got the impression that he was checking in on you to, figure out what your movements were. Not that immediate help is coming.
Oh. Actually, thinking about it, it didn't really sound like he was going to send anyone. I was just being hopeful.
Well, I think we spent enough time here. Let's get moving.
How far down does this place go? Because I mean, it's quite cramped already. Have you knew this place before? Have you explored it?
Well, me and Cafe, we were here a bit ago, 10 days ago maybe, with some other people. We had a look around. But at the time, we did not think it went any further than just kind of downstairs, as though Renee can attest to he was here. But by the sounds of it, there's something deeper. So who knows? But I'm sure you'll be fine. Why are you afraid of deep underground places?
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm afraid of most of the things we've done today. But I will steel my nerves and press on as best I am able.
You've been, well, actually we met at the Yawning Portal, haven't we, Lucius?
Well, Luscious Lucius is a known nickname of mine. So. But yes, this morning.
Well, that little portal they have goes straight into a very big underground maze. This very city is built upon another city, so
Well,
God knows where this place is going to take us.
okay, that doesn't fill me with any such confidence, I must say. But please, press on by all means. I'll stay close behind.
Okay, so you move further inside. 1 second. You see, as you move into the chamber where the sarcophagus of Lady Anathea is, where the sconces in the wall, there was one of the sconces that had like a secret compartment just beyond it, where one of the eyes was missing. Of course, one of the eyes of the stone. There is a fresco at the back of it, and 1 second. you see there there is in the southern wall of this crypt there is there is this massive fresco with interesting imagery because it is all a bit discordant. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Some of it appears to be of Dumathoin's origin, and there is like words written. There is like an ancient poem written there that doesn't seem to match anything that has to do with it. But as you look at it with your renewed knowledge about it, there's like a battle raging in the background, and then the skies open, and there is kind of like a beam of like a sunlight kind of like streaming down onto the battlefield, and then the waters churning under the surface, and kind of like a massive sea creature that appears to be about to come out of the water and jump into this battle raging in a big open field. And it is all, it doesn't follow a pattern or a narrative. But as you look at it, and you were here before, Keth and Genhorn, when you were looking at this place back at the beginning, you now realize that there is a single like bas-relief area right in the middle that almost perfectly matches the shape of the Stone of Golor.
Whoa. What do you reckon, Kath?
You mean it matches it?
Microphone.
Is a hole?
Mike.
Sorry, it matches it, or there is a hole where you can actually place it?
Well, there is a bas-relief that matches the shape.
I'm gonna touch it with my hand.
Touch it with your hand. Yeah, I mean, you can feel the surface of the fresco kind of like going into the stone.
Well, seems real enough. Thought it might be an illusion. Arian.
Mhm.
Maybe there's something you can do with the stone here.
Are we prepared for this?
Probably not.
We've all had some wine. Well, apart from you. You sure you don't want any?
No, thank you. I'm going to go over to the thing and I'm going to put my stone.
You hear a
Against
voice. As soon as you get the stone out, you feel the eyes almost glowing, Arian. You hear a voice. Well laid his wife to rest, midst bones of son's blood seal. There where Unri laid himself, to rest lies that which open Lord concealed. Those were the words. The son's blood is needed.
Right. This is a little awkward. I don't know how to ask this question. Lord René, I need a favor.
Of course, Arian, good friend. How may I be of service? I can't believe we're back here again.
It seems that your father has locked this, and we're in need of blood, specifically your blood.
Jesus.
My blood?
I pulled my dagger. Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Takes it one step back. Arian, are you sure about this?
I'm gonna reach out slowly to him. I wouldn't ask this if we didn't need it. I'm just gonna grab his hand and just nick his finger with it.
Okay. You are fast. He's quite fast, but you're faster. And as you grab it, go, ah! And now there's a drop of blood kind of like going down the blade of your dagger.
I guess I'm gonna take it over to where the bas relief is and just try and wipe it on there.
Okay. So you put it there, and then you hear the voice. Let me see.
gonna hold the stone up to it.
You pull the stone, and you feel like the blood now kind of like forms in 3 vertical droplets, right in the center of this bas relief area, and you feel the pool of the stone.
I'll put it there.
You put it there, and as you do, the fresco changes, mutates into like this weird thing, and you realize that this whole painting was essentially constructed out of the Golor's memories. There are different battles, different events, all like mishmash throughout history. It didn't make sense, but as they pull out, you feel again the ancient knowledge of Golor, and then you feel its presence kind of like bubbling and surging inside you. And thus the memory is unlocked. And then the doors open. And you feel Golor receding deeper into whatever area of this extra dimensional space is residing in. The stone feels a bit colder to the touch, but you can still feel it there. The doors open, and the smell of something that has been closed for a very long time, damp, ruined, and closed, with almost you can almost feel via the stone the worms and the little spiders that live in the darkness down here, all crawling around this very ancient tunnel that leads down. And you immediately know that this was constructed in the times of Dumathoin. This is an area that was, you can almost guess, maybe it's Golor telling it to you, that the crypt was built on top of the ancient dwarven passages when Dumathoin and the dwarves lived here and built a city before the city that was Waterdeep eventually. And the passage lead, there's a bit of a draft, just the simple gust of wind as the pressure equalizes among both chambers, and it pushes to you some wispy floating spider webs, strands that are kind of like being lifted via this gust of wind up from the chamber, and it just descends into darkness.
I feel a change in the stone. The creature seems to have receded in some way. But I suppose it's the way.
I send 3 dancing lights a little bit ahead of us.
You see the set of stairs going down, and as maybe they reach the bottom of it 30, 40 feet, no longer. How far you can send them?
60, I think.
Okay. So you can send them all the way. The stairs like stop, and there is like an opening, and you can only see because of the angle of course the floor of that opening, that flat room. But as the stairs enter there, it suddenly all shines with a golden hue, almost as if the lancing lights, which are kind of like bluish and dimmed, are reflecting light of a golden chamber of sorts, because it shines really of that color as opposed to the blue hue they had as they were going down.
Seems that we find the enigma.
Oh, I guess there's only one thing to do, really.
Lauren is
down.
looking around. This, how? These are my mother crypts. This is from before the city was built. This stone is ancient. And the Black Viper is looking around. You have an interesting family, my lord. What do you guys do?
Who wants to go first? Lucius?
Lucius,
Right? Yeah, there you go, buddy. Here's your chance to shine.
it's your moment.
Well, I mean, I hardly think I'm the best suited for this kind of endeavor. Surely, Sir
All right,
Jorge, in
we'll
your,
take a- We'll take a vote. Who votes Lucius goes first?
Let's not. He uses too many words for an excuse. I'll just go. Come on, after me.
All right.
I'll follow behind.
Okay. So first goes Patch, then Keth, then
Yeah, I'll go.
Genhorn.
Grab Lucius as I go.
Lucius.
Come on.
Arian, you closing back?
I'm gonna walk behind the Black Viper.
Okay. So Lorena goes after Genhorn and Lucius. The Black Viper, you're both upstairs at the end. Looks at you, Arian. I find it fascinating, really, that you are able to communicate with whatever is inside that stone. That's what you've been relaying so far. We should be friends. And she walks inside. You follow after her?
Follow.
You all come downstairs into a room that looks like some sort of antechamber. There is let me just it is only maybe 20 feet wide and 20 feet long and 20 feet high, so it's a perfect cube. 20 feet on the side. And the reason it shines with this bright gold hue, it is because of the beautiful massive doors that are right in front of you as you descend the stairs. So it is all stone, again the same perfect quality dwarven stone, each block absolutely perfect fitting the next one, so there is no need for mortar to connect them. And on the far wall, this massive set of doors that appear to be made out of gold with intricately carved figures of two golden dragons, kind of like facing each other, their claws next to each other, right at the center of the wall of the double set of doors. And they have like gems for eyes, but they are like some kind of like amber color, like a deep amber color for eyes. And you know, by the way, because of your ancestry, Lucius, that as gold dragons grow old, their eyes take first of all, that they consume, their food is actually gemstones and gold. That's what they eat. They are good in nature, but they can be incredibly greedy and protective. And as they go older and they grow more ancient, their eyes become just like this weird gold swirling substance. They lose like the definition of their pupil. And this is what these two sets of carved dragons appear to represent, facing each other in this double door. But that's
How big
not
are they?
Sorry?
How big are they?
I mean, the doors are probably about 10 feet high, so 3 meters, and 10 foot wide, so they occupy like half that wall.
Well, it seems you weren't mistaken on the dragon front. One thing I should say about golden dragons, of course, given that we are after a substantial amount of treasure in whatever lies beyond this door, is they can be a little bit on the greedy side. So should we be here to reclaim such a treasure, despite their good nature, we might end up coming across quite confrontational. So maybe we should keep our goals masked for now until we assess.
How could a dragon survive here, locked up?
Well, golden dragons have a rather peculiar diet, mainly of gems. If what I was told as a child is true, then perhaps it has been gorging somewhat on its treasure. I do not know.
Really glad we got you, Lucius. I mean, we'll be able to
Well, thank
deal
that.
with this dragon, no problem.
I appreciate that. Kind words are cost nothing, but very
Right.
grateful.
Well, here are your dragons on the door. I'll tap it with my pole arm.
As you walk forward, Patch,
Oh,
because the view of the doors was so beautiful, you had almost not noticed. But as you step forward, I'm going to say that Arian and Genhorn, as the most passive perception people, they grab you by the arm. Wait. And they stop you because you were about to step on a bas relief carved in the center of the room. And it is a bas relief that it is about 3 foot diameter, and it represents the shape of a sun, and in the middle of it there is kind of like an area that looks like an anvil. There are dwarven runes all around it that you recognize as symbols of and prayers of Dumathoin, Arion, immediately, just based on your visions of what Golor showed you. And there is this bas relief of what looks like an anvil, with surrounded by this shape of a sun.
oh, thanks, guys. Now that I can see it, it's kind of big, and I can't believe I missed it, but I just don't really look down. What is it?
Quite tall.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't step on that.
Something about hammering scales. I'm not sure what, but it seems relevant.
I'm going to, with the blood of my people, try to sense any magic around me.
You concentrate, you sense magic coming from the bas relief, and particularly from the anvil shaped area in the middle, and from the doors.
Well, you're right, Arian. There's something about an anvil that's emanating some magic on the doors as well. Maybe.
What kind of magic?
So the doors are abjuration, and the anvil is transmutation.
Does that suggest that we have to do something with this to open the doors? I mean, should we try opening the doors first?
What did your vision? What was in your vision, Arian?
As I say, it's something about hammering scales. The dwarf with a hammer.
Right, then we've got a
Scales.
hammer. Lucian, just lie down on here.
Lucius, have you got any
Did think of
scales?
that.
Do you want me to repeat it exactly, Arion, or are you just
There was. I'm saying it.
okay?
Perhaps if the relief is transmutation magic, and forgive me, it was not a school I studied too heavily in the Bard's College, but maybe the hammer could be brought to life somehow and hit against the door?
Right, and how do we do that?
Maybe you could just grab it from the relief, perhaps.
Right, yeah, give it a go.
There is one other note that I would raise. A vision of a dragon aging rapidly.
Well, this is something that goes hand in hand with that, perhaps. You notice the peculiar amber gemstone set into the eyes of the dragons on the door. It is the mark of an aged golden dragon. Their eyes tend to sort of become the thing they seek most, a sort of treasure in and of itself.
So is it placed there as significance, or as just a detail?
Well, it could be mere coincidence, or it could be a pure artistic rendition of an aged golden dragon, as you've specified you had in such a vision.
Right, well, I'm going to see if the door's open first before we touch anything else. Anyone got any issues with that, or?
I mean, it seems unlikely, but you can certainly try.
Alright, so I'll walk over to the doors. Is there like handles on it, or?
No, there's nothing. It's just the reliefs of dragons.
Maybe tap it with your big stick.
Alright, I tap it with my staff.
Boom, boom, boom. Stone against metal. Your staff is made of stone, the magpie staff. against
Oh,
metal.
using a wooden style. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
well, then wooden against metal.
Sorry.
Tung, tuk, tuk, tuk. A bit more muted.
Just give it like a bit of a shove with my foot, like put some weight. Nothing.
It's as sturdy and unmoving as the wall of a castle. There's no give to it whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. Okay. This is basically a wall.
It's just a strong door.
Right.
I think Lucius' idea is
Right. Go on then,
as good
Lucius.
as we got so far. I mean, but it will involve daring to touch the bas relief.
Lucius look like the guy that's got all the good ideas. So let's go with it. Go on. You do it.
I don't mind touching it with my gimp hand.
I suppose if I'm going to be
Touch it.
cajoled at every turn, I will bow to this one as it was my suggestion, and I would hate for my wandering mind to cause harm to any. So I'll bend down and sort of go to touch the handle of the anvil, as if to sort of pull it off the ground like it was
Yeah.
real.
I mean, it's just the bas relief of the top of an anvil. As if you're looking at the anvil from.
Oh yeah, that's true. Anvil. I was thinking of a hammer for some reason.
Anvil. Yeah.
Because Ariel mentioned a hammer, a dwarf on a hammer and a scale on an anvil.
Right, have we got a hammer?
Just a check. Did you touch it?
Yeah, I'll
I
touch
thought you
it.
was going to touch it. Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to touch a hammer, but
There is no
Yeah.
hammer in there. There's just the bas relief of an anvil
but he
surrounded by
touched
a
it.
sun.
He touched the anvil.
I'm gonna strike the anvil with the base of my goblet.
Of your goblet.
Yeah.
Okay.
with your goblet.
Tung! It's there's a little like spark of as you strike it. It is, you realize this the bas relief is carved, and the area of the anvil appears to be some kind of like very hard metal, as if it was a true surface of an anvil.
Right, that's not a hammer. I don't know if they.
It was the best
Right.
I could do under the circumstances.
All right. Maybe I just jump on it. Maybe like a lot of weight. Just push it down.
Have we got any dragon scales other than those belonging to Lucius?
I've got some red ones.
Do you?
Yeah,
Well, why are you keeping quiet about that?
because they're red.
We'll give them a go. Put one on the anvil. See what happens.
You always tell them I've got a hammer.
Well, we can use the cut, but it does the same job, right?
No.
I have a mace.
Have you seen a blacksmith use a
Oh,
cut?
yeah, Arian's got a mace.
Yeah, they go use the mace.
Right, so. Right.
So I'll walk over with the mace and I'll just
Um,
try it on the anvil first with no scales.
Lovely. Let's just move back to this corner first before this happens.
Okay. Everyone moves back to the corner as you, Arion, grab the mace, and as you go down, you hit the anvil and like a shower of sparks. And there's suddenly the vision flashing before your eyes again. Like the figure of Dumathoin hammering with a massive mithril hammer. A dragon scale over the anvil with a beam of sunlight. And as you look at the maze, you realize this maze has mithril in it. It feels very familiar what you just did to the vision you had.
And it emits light.
Well, it was just sparks. It wasn't light.
No,
And
the
it
mace.
actually does emit light.
Oh yes, you're right. It does.
They got the little spot.
Oh, well, that was a lot of sparks.
Something about that felt familiar.
Do it again a few times, maybe. I don't know.
Try the scale.
Maybe different
Yeah,
angles.
that's it.
I will try again, but does anyone have anything made of mithril?
Myth.
Your maze
The
has
maze is
mithril
made of
in it.
mithril.
Said a little bit. Or more. Pure mithril. I'll
What?
try just banging and banging and banging. Banging away.
Maybe.
Just
Do you have that dagger to hand? that you used to prick Rennie's finger any moments ago.
Oh, yes.
I suppose if his blood opened the door, maybe mine will open this one.
Renea looks at you. What's with all these sacrifices? He's still like kind of like nursing his finger.
You know what they say, suffering is the only true art form left, isn't it? And I'll extend my arm out. Just...
But if you're saying you are the only reason we can get past this door because you've joined the team and it's your blood, I will stab my foot with my whole arm.
I'm more than happy to take that risk, but not necessarily my blood as an individual, but just if you pry out one of the scales and try and strike that.
That's not
We're not
incentive
gonna-
to try.
We're not gonna. No.
It's okay. You know,
What? My red scale or Lucius's arm. Let's have a vote.
Did we not try the scale already?
You didn't try the scale, no. I didn't
Oh,
give-
we'll try the scale then.
Well, should we have a vote?
We'll just do the red
scale?
ones before
Who
we
wants
put
to do
the
his arm?
guys.
Why don't we try to leave hurting each other as
Yeah,
a
let's-
last resort?
Is the scale? I assume it's not like attached to you, is it? This scale?
my one is.
No, but his isn't. Yours is you got them, right?
Where you? I don't know. How do you have these scales, Patch?
And that's stuffed in between the plates on my armor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you're not gonna, you can pull them out. Not going to hurt you or anything, are they? Or break any of your armor.
No, it's just no, they're not.
Okay.
You can see them.
All right. Well, let's just get one of these, and I'll just go and yank one out.
I mean, they've been kind of like put there, not like with stitches, but you know that you have to like pry them out because they've been put there so
Oh,
they
you got
will
that dagger
become
a sec.
part of the armor.
Arian, do you want to try it? Just use the mace on the door first.
On the door.
Yeah.
Sure, we can give it a go.
Hit,
I'll walk
one of
over
the
and
big
I'll
dragons.
walk
You can't really miss them, but
So you go to the door.
Yep. And I'm gonna just hit one of the dragons in the head with the mace.
Okay. You go. That's like a very classic metal on metal clanging sound that kind of like echoes all around the room, the relatively small room, and you go. "Ugh." Nothing happens.
fine.
Is there a scale on one of the dragons that perhaps could be removed somehow, or is it all?
It's all
Is
a
it all-
carving.
I've got my dagger out and I'm cutting away at scale at my.
Okay, you're
Yes.
cutting away. You remove a scale. It's like this big.
Yeah, look, may I remind you, it's a red dragon.
Mhm.
It's not golden dragon.
Well, interestingly, both are fire dragons, so there are some similarities, if that
Well.
counts for anything.
Here you go, Arian. Knock yourself out.
Try hammering the red scale on the anvil relief.
So you put the red scale on the anvil in the floor. You go. Massive sparks. The scale is broken in two as you hit it, and you feel the mithril in your mace kind of like almost heating up, and the veins that go around that are mixed as part of the alloy of the mace kind of like shine, almost like veins in an arm full of blood, like lighting up the maze. The light dims for a second, and the scale is broken in two, and then it turns to ashes slowly.
Oh no, my scale.
But nothing happens.
Well, Lucius, you're up.
What else do we have made of mithril?
No, just please, just take one.
I'm writing something to you that you hear with the voice, Arian.
Because we're not getting it.
Lucius, don't put any of your scales in there. Clearly they're going to turn to ash and you're going to regret it.
I mean, we can't be certain that such a thing will happen, and they grow back. It's of no It's of no huge loss.
Have you got anything made of mithril?
Anything made of mithril?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. No, I mean, my rapier is steel, I think.
I mean, you gonna try or?
What is a dragon slayer sword made of?
You have no idea.
Oh, give it a go.
No, I'll show it to one of you.
I think we've got the mithril bit covered. I don't think that's what we need.
I'm going to look up at the ceiling.
There are a beautiful set of frescoes all around it. You see, it's like ceremonial vault. You see some runes. You see some ancient, as I say, like dwarven knowledge. It says, all that lies within belongs to the silent keeper. Know ye the hidden truth. And you see the image of Dumathoin again, forging the ancient weapons of the dwarves, with sunbeam hitting the anvil as it goes away at the dwarven scale, as the dragon
Alright.
scales.
Who has that drift globe?
Yeah.
We need sunlight, I believe.
Right. What was the magic word now?
Well, you're gonna tell me you need another scale now as well.
Was it just like, was it some like Elgin? I don't know.
No, that was the
Oh, it's
smoking
true.
bottle.
Niall came up with the words for that.
It was like
Stormlight.
Stormlight, yeah.
Stormlight.
Well, what are you casting?
Daylight.
Daylight.
Yeah.
Okay, as you, the drift globe glows up in the air and it goes, and it is incredible the difference it makes, because first of all, you are all like essentially relying on your dark vision. Sorry, on the dancing light, kind of like
light.
reflecting light of the golden doors.
And my
But
mace.
now with the sunlight, everything takes a new dimension, and it is beautiful. The light, as it bounces around all surfaces, entering every single like crevice and area of the carving, the shadows kind of making it so much better, extending almost the beautiful carvings, so the shadows become one with the piece, and you realize that this is meant to be enjoyed and viewed that in sunlight. And as you do that, the surface of the anvil is reflecting a grayish glow of sorts that wasn't there before.
And hit it again.
The anvil with the mace.
Yep.
You go. There's an explosion of light. You almost have to like cover yourself to not be blinded, but nothing happens.
What's the greyish surface now? What does it look like?
It just essentially, it kind of like creating a contrast between the rest of the carving and the anvil, so it looks more like an anvil. Imagine like normal texture mapping.
Yeah.
The sunlight has made it like become a lot more
Specular.
real. Yeah.
Okay.
So, am I cutting out another scale?
Well, the last one certainly did something, didn't it? It turned itself into ash.
Oh, this is part of my theme. You ruined it.
I'd point at the dwarf on the ceiling. This is what we're trying to recreate, I think.
Right. Yeah. Can you get another scale out, please?
If this works, then I'm the key member of the team.
Well, we didn't know that mine wouldn't have.
He's forging weapons. Why don't you just grab this weapon and I just give
So
you
you
my
take
own?
another scale.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Is
So many.
is the picture above like of him forging weapons and like Kath saying?
It's apparently it's just hitting dragon scale, a dragon scale on top of the anvil.
Go on, knock yourself out.
So you put the scale on the anvil.
Go for it again.
Arion goes. As you do that, the scale breaks again. But this time, instead of turning to ash, as the sunlight is covering the whole area, it starts glowing. And then there are like traily like wisps of light coming off it. And it turns into mist, resolves into one single ball of it's a red dragon scale, no? Yeah, into of reddish mist, and then slowly moves towards the door and enters through the nostrils of both dragons, and the doors open.
Well, we got there.
Yeah, good work, guys. Get you some more dragon skills. Sorry about that. Thankfully, we didn't have to cut this Lucius guy up because that would have been a bit.
Oh, maybe we'll get some more dragon scales off this dragon that's gonna pop out at us at any moment in time.
Yeah.
Before you, you see what appears to be some kind of dwarven constructed massive vault. It opens wide and deep. In the middle of the vault, so first, to both to the left and right, kind of like splitting the vault in sideway passages and a central area, there are sets of columns. This looks kind of like Moria with all the columns, if you watch The Lord of the Rings, but in a smaller scale. And there are, again, beautiful frescoes. This is all of Dumathoin time construction. You see this set of columns holding a vaulted ceiling that rises almost 100 feet up in the air. And in the middle, there is a bit of a raised platform that you imagine that it's a raised platform, because otherwise the immense pile of gold coins that are there in the middle is certainly a sight to behold, as in between the columns this absolutely immense pile of gold coins just rests there. At the far side there is two sets of like curved stairs that kind of like meet in a central platform on the far side beyond the pile of gold coins. And as soon as you open the doors, the drift globe sunlight that totally drowns out your dancing lights, Keth, shines this beautiful light that bounces off the beautifully carved columns, the gold coins, and the reliefs all around. It is a sight to behold. You feel yourself catching your breath. Lord Renaer goes, "Oh my God," and the Black Viper just goes as you see this sight, impressive, and even though kind of expected at this point, still breathtaking.
Well, it appears I've got you to your goal. Voila.
Right.
Is there a staff visible? Like a very obviously looking ornate
Make a
staff?
perception check.
Is there anything in the room living?
That's 14 plus...
But so how are you gonna carry this?
19.
That is
19. You think you see what appears to be, from poking out from the side, almost as the pile angles downwards, what appears to be the head of a staff with maybe 80% of it kind of like sunk into the pile. It's just poking out to the left, just a bit. Arion, make a perception check. You're still all inside the chamber where you are as the doors open.
13.
13. You kind of like look around. Nothing that you can tell beyond these massive columns and the gold in the middle.
I'm gonna run up the stairs and then jump into the pile of gold like
What
the
stairs?
duck of the. Are there like 2 stairs on each side?
Oh no, the stairs are on the far side. So you. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
So you're
kidding,
gonna
I'm
run
kidding.
around.
No. I'm kidding.
You don't think
Break
that
his neck.
pile of gold is large enough to conceal a dragon, do you? I mean,
How big is this pile of gold?
You should know.
You're the only one who's fought a dragon, Patch.
yes, I've never come face to face with one.
I've never seen a gold dragon.
Whoa,
I
we've
would
met.
say that I'm not expecting a dragon at this point. It could be anything.
How many bags have you guys brought?
Well, you got that bag you've got. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I'm
Well,
gonna summon my sword just in case.
that's a lot of gold. No, I don't think
Arion
you
and
thought this
Gelborn,
through.
as you're talking, some of the coins of the pile kind of like move and roll. Just a few of them.
Just
I'm gonna
snap my
quickly-
fingers and point at it. Get everybody else's attention.
I'll do a perception. Ooh,
I'm gonna let all of you know. Hey,
Yeah,
23.
you, as soon as Arion points at it, you all see there's like a very subtle shift. Not shift, but movement in the pile or something, and makes some coins go down the pile.
I'm gonna point at the staff and say, "Hey, I think that's a staff that will open Waterdeep to the dragons."
I just had a 23 perception if that takes me anywhere. Looking in that
Uh,
direction. Mine's ball.
I want to start circling around the room before he sees what he's seeing in his 22 perception. I want to be not standing on top of everybody, just in case there's a dragon or something that does dragon-like things.
Okay, so you enter the room.
I do enter the room.
I'm gonna follow him.
You follow. As you enter the room and you follow, you start looking around, and as I say, it is a beautiful room. It has the corners are not perfectly 90 degrees, but they are actually slightly curved on both ends. In the far end, as I say, that curvature kind of like matches the set of curved stairs that go into the platform at the top. But even on the near side, to your left and to your right, as you enter the room, you see the walls curving, and there is magical light kind of like shining from what appears to be amber, so torches that instead of fire are holding like an amber gem, and it is like shining dim golden light into the room, and that mixed with the sunlight makes a really weird, almost eerie feeling it gives to the room. Arion and Keth, you step inside, you look around, and as you do that, you Patch, you think you see a bit of movement again on the same side of the coins, kind of like falling a bit, but bigger and shifting away on the far side of the pile of coins. Something moved there.
Alright, I'll do a little whistle over to Lucius.
Yes.
I think your moment is coming.
Make a perception
Maybe
check,
you-
Keth and Arion, that you are inside.
Your what?
A perception check.
11 total.
Maybe you want to announce yourself before he
20
announces
unnatural.
himself.
Okay, Keth, you are taken by this view and you don't notice anything else in particular. Arion, on the left side, near where more or less the poking stuff is, you think you feel something moving as the pile of gold that is kind of like a smooth pile, kind of like shifts, and the middle sinks a bit, and there are more coins.
Wow, I'm blind.
Well, no, you were looking in a different direction because
Nah.
it is all so beautiful here.
I will draw my staff and start essentially dodging
Okay.
As I keep moving around the left-hand side of the room.
Yeah. At that point, Renee, the Black Viper, they all enter and they're looking, almost a credit to them. It is so beautiful, this place, that they're not like just taken immediately by the pile of gold, but they're just looking around this incredible, beautiful vault. And as you're doing that, from the side you saw, Arion, a claw, golden scales, comes out of the pile of gold.
I'm guessing we all hear that, right?
At that point, everyone sees this. Everyone sees this and hears it. It kind of like scrapes across the surface of the pile and then sinks to grab and leverage itself as a massive shoulder pulls out of the pile, and then a head. All the coins like falling around its head. Horns, several sets of them, kind of like adorning the crown of the head. Eyes, molten, swirling rings of gold, no pupil visible. A large dragon snout, I guess, with a golden, almost slowly flowing, almost as if it was liquid or molten gold, kind of like growths that come out of the chin. Lifts its head, and a second hand from where you had seen before the movement patch, a tail of the dragon kind of like moves around. It was perfectly camouflaged. It's the surface of the dragon, the scales match perfectly the pile of gold, the color, the hue, the texture, and as it comes out, it almost feels like if the pile of gold is transforming into a dragon. But there is still a lot of gold. It was just sunk in there.
Oh, well, we're
Thank
glad.
God. I feel it might be a little bit late for introducing ourselves now, Jorge.
I'll tap Lucius on the butt with the end of my pole arm.
I'll speak in Draconic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A good day to you. Your name, if you would be so kind. I am Lucius Montgomery Vanderville, and I am here with my associates.
Thieves! Roll initiative.
He didn't like us, I must say.
Lord Renee!
You should have opened with Daddy. Oh shit.
Oh, that's a 12.
That's right.
Oh bugger.
12
I'm
plus
definitely playing the epic music, but you're not gonna listen to it.
I also rolled a 12.
12 plus 14 for me.
All right. I'm gonna go around. Arian,
15.
Genholm,
14.
Keth,
14 plus 2 dex. Don't know if that means I go before or after.
Oh, so 14. Yeah.
Sorry, 14 total.
Yeah.
Just say my
Lucius.
dex,
Just to be the guy.
I have.
just to show off, you know.
I rolled 14. Do I get +1 to my initiative roll because I'm a bard? It says
Yeah.
I got plus.
Expertise adds to the initiative.
Okay, that's why. 18 then.
Jack of all trades.
Patch.
5.
Yeah, jack of all trades, not expertise. 5. Okay, and then we have
Lord Renee and
Lord Renee.
the BV.
Ooh, Lord Renee is fast with an 18.
Oh, he's gonna die.
And the Black Viper.
I don't think I can stop a dragon from moving, can I, guys?
Halt? What's it called? Halt. Sentinel.
Sentinel. Yeah, you can.
Can you?
I thought there's size.
Surely there's
No,
a
I
limit on
think
the
there's a
size
size
of the creature.
limit. Check the size limit.
I'm having a look now.
I mean, I would house rule that you can't stop a fucking dragon from.
It just says when you hit a creature.
What's your total dexterity, Lucius?
3.
Okay, so the Black Viper goes first.
She stabs us all in the back.
in the butt.
Wow.
And I think that
Size restriction. Wow.
Renair also goes first. Let's see
Yes,
what
such
this.
heroes.
Let's see what this small boy rolls.
Small boy.
Ooh,
The golden schnitz.
that's not
Snitch.
great.
Oh, the dragon.
So
That's not great for us, or not great for the
no,
dragon.
the dragon didn't roll a very good initiative.
He's sleepy.
As the dragon lives, just so you know, it is very so. Golden dragons have a very unique look. I'm just sending to Discord.
Oh, it's not the one that Shane sent.
Sorry.
That was to me.
Yeah, I sent it to Arian. So, as I said, I was describing it almost like molten gold hanging in growths instead of hair, and all the spikes that cover the entirety of the wings and the tail. It all resembles gold coins because, in particular, this dragon is kind of like some of the coins have actually fused into its body as it rises. The Black Viper.
Are you gonna put in the smaction cam?
Yes.
Look at that.
Not
So,
taking the fire
that's it.
potion was a bit of a
This
shit,
I'm showing here.
Lucas.
This is the one I'm using for Keth.
Patch.
Sorry, from Patch because he has a glaive. I'm opening
but
these
I'm
doors.
fine with that.
Have you enabled HD video on your thing, by the way?
On
Oh,
my
yeah,
wall.
on your Zoom.
On Zoom, if you go to the little tab next to stop video, you've got video settings,
Yeah.
and then you can enable.
Yeah, it's HD.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you look on the Twitch, the quality's way better if you want to use that for the action.
Yeah, you can use. Yeah, I guess you can use that.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
Also, we have an overlay for D&D Beyond on Twitch apparently, but it's super old.
Yeah,
in
because
it,
I haven't updated it.
It's been brought up many times in the past.
Millie's in it.
This is what I'm using for Dragonborn. For
Oh,
Lucius.
me? Okay.
So I'm gonna. You were kind of like behind because the first one that entered were actually. This I'm using for Arion because it looks like a monk with the staff. So a monk with the staff, and Keth, and the Black Viper, and Renair. They had entered first as they were kind of like going around, and you guys were all like just behind. I'm gonna say like that. I don't know if you can see that there. I can change between both cameras. So let me know which one works better. I can also change to this one, which is like really big.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna keep it on this
Yeah.
so you can like show. And I'm gonna put a little thing here.
A little thing. Okay.
It's so little, I can't see it.
Yeah, that's big.
So it's looking to its side, like weirdly, but yeah. So you see this dragon now lifting from the pile of coins. You can see
Great.
here is kind of like the double sets of stairs on the far side. So
Well-
it is the actually it is maybe it's time to take a quick break here.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to because it's like 9 quarter to 10. So maybe we take a break and we pick it up from there. Don't close your zooms. Just mute yourself so it doesn't change the layout. So I don't have to like reset every single camera on OBS.
Everyone leave Zoom and come back.
How long is the break? Just
Let's do 15 minutes so we can have a snack or a dinner. I don't know. Or how long do you want it? Like a proper dinner? Or what do you want to do?
I was gonna grab some toast, so 10 minutes is fine.
I've been
Yeah,
slacking
come
this
back
whole
at
time.
come back for 10 maybe.
10? Is that good enough? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
come back. Let's come back at well, your 10, my 11.
No, 10. You'll be back for 10, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The time has flown. I don't know why. It's because I have so many daylight temperature lights here that it doesn't feel like night.
Yeah. It doesn't look like night where you are.
Well, because all my lights
very
are like
confusing.
daylight temperature, so it looks like fucking sunlight. Okay.
All right.
See you in 15 minutes.
In a bit.
Goodbye.
Cool.